Yumin is stunned. She tells her superior Baker, who suspects the healer must be an unlicensed slum resident. Baker later arrives at the clinic, brought in by a demi-human. Zenos diagnoses him with red lung disease, a deadly, contagious illness that should have been eradicated years ago. Baker reveals the truth. He infected himself on purpose to meet Zenos. He took a medicine he created to mimic the symptoms after already taking the antidote. Yumin explains that Baker discovered cures for many diseases, including red lung, earning him elite healer status. Baker asks about Zenos' core. Zenos answers simply, "This was given to me by my master." When Baker asks about his master's name, Zenos admits that he doesn't know it. Baker says that the hospital needs his help. Just then, the three faction leaders arrive. They saw the red flag raised on the roof outside. It had to be Camilla. She must have sensed that something was wrong. The girls tell Baker that he should leave. Seeing this, Baker changes his approach and offers to hire Zenos on a commission basis. Zenos agrees, leaving the three girls shocked. "If we want to survive, we need his support," Zenos says. Besides, the doctor is a good man. He's distributed free medicine in the slums many times, including the cure for red lung. Hearing this, they realize Baker truly is a good person. Zenos asks Baker if he knows his master. "When you come to the hospital," Baker replies, "I'll tell you everything." The next day, Zenos arrives at the Royal Medical Institute, also known as the Royal Hospital. The sheer luxury and brilliance of the place makes him uneasy, so Baker takes him straight to his office. "We need your help because people have been going missing," Baker explains. "I want you to investigate. It should be easy for someone like you." From now on, Zenos will go by the name Zeno, a student who recently enrolled at the institute. "But what happens if my identity gets exposed and I'm caught?" Zenos asks. "If that happens," Baker replies calmly, "then since I brought you here, I'll fall with you." After that, Zenos is taken to the house where he'll be staying. But when he enters, Lily is already there. Yumin explains that Lily can stay because she's family. "I came here as his wife," Lily says proudly. Yumin immediately corrects her, "Not wife. On the documents, she's listed as his sister." Zenos is relieved. He'd been worried about leaving Lily alone back home. Seeing her here puts him at ease. After Yumin leaves, Lily asks quietly, "Do you want to make me yours?" Zenos snaps, "You're supposed to act like my sister. Who taught you to talk like that?" Camilla appears out of nowhere and casually admits it was her doing. Zenos glares at her. "You're not going to stop with your shameless behavior, are you? And what are you doing here? There are countless healers at this place. If anyone finds out who you really are, they'll kill you." Camilla shrugs. "That won't happen. There's no one here stronger than you." Later, Zenos sits in the Institute's cafeteria with Yumin. She explains the process of obtaining a healer's license. It's difficult, but once acquired, he could work anywhere. Hospitals, the army, or even adventure parties. The overload of information makes Zenos' head spin. He cuts her off and asks about the missing healers instead. Yumin explains that one of them was named Alfred. He was extremely talented and even contributed to the development of the red lung cure. Just then, a senior healer enters the hall, followed by a large group of students. Yumin explains that he is the vice director of the Royal Hospital. She goes on to explain that healing is divided into 3 major levels, which are further split into 7 classes. The current gold rank class sits at the very top, right before becoming an elite healer. Zenos wonders why so many people are following him. Yumin explains that the vice director currently holds the most authority. The actual director has grown old and can no longer properly handle his duties. Ever since the vice director took over, the Royal Hospital has significantly reduced treatment for the poor. Yumin believes he's doing all this to build his political career. Even his class status exists only because he's backed by nobles. "I get it," Zenos says. "I should stay far away from Golden." But Yumin tells him that won't be possible. Alfred's disappearance may be connected to Golden. Golden personally invited Alfred to work with him in Baker's lab. Alfred accepted, thinking it would be a valuable new experience. But 1 month later, Alfred vanished. "So how do I get Golden to notice me?" Zenos asks. "You don't need to think about that," Yumin replies. "If you perform the best in class, his attention will naturally turn to you." At that moment, a boy named Cruson approaches them. "You're the special research student, right?" he says smugly. "Work hard, okay? Don't embarrass your sponsor." Zenos frowns. "Is something wrong with this guy's head?" Yumin sighs. "He's in my class." Ever since Golden's group scouted him, it's gone straight to his head. The scene shifts to Zenos' past. He's trying to revive a dead body when his master appears and stops him. Your powers are meant for the living, his master warns. Zenos trains alongside a girl named Veritra. Their master notices that both of their magical powers are growing rapidly. But don't let that go to your heads, the master says. Healing wounds alone will only make you a third-grade healer. He reminds them that a second-grade healer can completely restore a person, while a first-grade healer can change the world itself. Back in the present, Zenos attends a lecture on sentient undead. He already knows most of the material. He's fought them before during his adventuring days. A student asks about wraiths. The professor explains that wraiths are the highest-ranking undead. Very little is known about them because they're extremely rare, and most parties that encounter them never return alive. If you ever face a wraith, the professor warns, run for your life, and those that can speak are far more dangerous. Zenos freezes. Camilla can speak. The professor asks if anyone has ever fought undead before. Cruzen stands up proudly and claims he's defeated 30 ghosts. Everyone is impressed. Cruzen then turns to Zenos. Can you defeat ghosts too? Zenos knows he could easily defeat 50 at once, but he answers calmly. I can handle 30 at the same time. The class laughs, thinking he's lying. The professor asks him to explain. Once, Zenos says, I wiped out every ghost in an underground labyrinth using a healing spell. The professor is stunned. Even gold class parties avoid labyrinths because of how dangerous they are. Cruzen scoffs, convinced Zenos is lying. The next class is on magic circles. The professor asks all students to draw one on the board. Cruzen's circle impresses even the professor. Then everyone watches Zenos. Zenos doesn't know much about magic circles, but he remembers one his master once showed him. He draws it exactly as he remembers. Cruzen laughs, thinking it's nonsense. But the professor gasps. This is an advanced regeneration spell. Zenos explained that it can regenerate lost body parts. The professor is shocked, but doubts anyone could activate it. The mana cost is enormous. Zenos calmly activates the circle. It's not even that useful, he says. I don't need it to regenerate body parts. Elsewhere, Golden's subordinate reports that Zenos can defeat 30 ghosts at once. Another healer informs him that everyone has gathered at the dead graveyard. Golden smirks. This is the perfect chance to test Zenos. He sends Zenos' class to the graveyard. The students begin casting healing spells to defeat the ghosts, but they're quickly surrounded. Zenos casts High Heal, saving everyone. But Cruzen takes all the credit, telling the others to report their success to the teachers. As they prepare to leave, a zombie king appears. The students panic and beg Cruzen to handle it. Cruzen is terrified. Yumin refuses to help him. Cruzen tells everyone to run and attacks the zombie king with his strongest magic, but it does nothing. He barely manages to dodge its attacks. Yumin realizes the truth. The zombie king is why the ghosts gathered here. Lesser undead are attracted to powerful undead. The monster grabs Cruzen, ready to devour him. Desperate, Cruzen screams for help. Zenos casts High Heal. The zombie king disintegrates completely. Once saved, Cruzen angrily asks why they helped him. Yumin coldly reminds him that he was screaming like a rat moments ago. Zenos reflects on her words and realizes the undead are being drawn here because of a Camilla. Later, Zenos tells Camilla that undead creatures are gathering in the graveyard because of her. She thinks he's trying to kick her out, but Zenos explains he wants her to stay with him because she attracts strange and powerful creatures. Camilla stares at him. You're really strange, wanting to live with a wraith. The next day, Golden's secretary praises Cruzen, believing he defeated all the graveyard monsters. Golden dismisses Zenos, thinking he failed to live up to his claims. But Cruzen feels guilty, and finally tells the Chulpul, well, it's the truth, it was Zenos who defeated everything. Baker later informs Zenos that Golden wants to interview him. A huge deal considering Golden holds the most influence in the Royal Hospital. But why is Golden more powerful than you? Zenos asks. You're an elite healer. Baker explains that his title grants no political power. It was awarded solely for medical development. Zenos meets Golden. Healers shaped this country's history, Golden says. We have the power to influence society, but the ruling class reaps most of the benefits. He asks Zenos to join his faction, to strengthen their power and secure what they desire. Not all lives are equal. Golden continues, nobles deserve better treatment. Golden asks Zenos to redraw the magic circle. Impressed, he invites Zenos to his laboratory. The next day, Zenos joins Golden's hunters. While touring the hospital, Cruzen tells Zenos that he recommended him, hoping to use him for his own advancement. They observe Golden healing a noble to impress his supporters. Golden discovers that the noble's ankle has brain damage, and with the help of 3 students, successfully heals him. Zenos returns to Cruzen. "What spell did Golden use just now?" he asks. Christian explains that the spell Golden used is called health transfer magic. By using the life energy of others, Golden can heal any patient. The more severe the injury, the more donors he needs. Zenos realizes that's why Golden always moves around with so many people, but Christian adds that this isn't the only reason. Golden is preparing for the upcoming director election. The current director is about to retire, so Golden is gathering support in advance to secure the position. Zenos then asks about Alfred. Christian explains that Golden regularly invites his favorite students to private dinner parties, and Alfred disappeared shortly after attending one of them. Later, Zenos meets Baker. Baker tells him that he must become one of Golden's favorite students if they want more information. He even offers extra pay for it. As Baker turns to leave, a few coins fall to the ground. He asks Zenos, "I have an urgent meeting and no time. If you were me, which coin would you pick up first?" Zenos answers calmly, "All lives are equal." Before Baker can respond, Yuman arrives, and Baker leaves for his meeting.